Hi Aquarius, this is Tisch Aitken, and this is your monthly astrological report for the month of August 2022. If you could please subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate it. There is so much happening in the cosmos at present. Uranus, which is the modern ruler of your sign, the planet of brilliance and ingenuity, chaos and disruption, met up with the north node of karma on July 31st at 18 degrees of the fixed earth sign of Taurus. And this occurred in your house of home, family, and emotional security. Uranus has been in this sector of your chart on and off since May 15th of 2018. And then it went back there in the beginning of 2019, and it's been there ever since, and brings a lot of change. And with this unusual pairing, Uranus takes 84 years to transit and is not met up with the nodes of fate in the Taurus Scorpio axis since 1939. And so that's obviously not very often. And the north node of destiny is the collective destiny, hitting all of us, our collective future. Uranus rules earthquakes, metaphoric or literal. It can bring instant change in a flash. It's the great awakener. It can bring news that none of us had any of. It can bring a lot of issues with technology, and there could be hacking. There could be, some big aspects, because Mars meets up with Uranus on August 1st, and that is an aspect of war and violence, and it is a combative energy. Does not mean that it has to play out that way, but it is one to be conscious of. It's a volatile energy, and yet there is a cosmic invitation for fated opportunities that could change your life, that could be positive. The north node of destiny is transiting in Taurus, which is ruled by Venus, and that's about creating something of value to you. So there could be karmic opportunities, maybe to get a new place, maybe you have your own business and have a wonderful opportunity that comes in. But it is very volatile, and be conscious of that. So the other thing is that the Sun and Mercury are transiting in the fixed fire sign of Leo, which is your opposite sign. They are transiting in your house of partnerships and relationships. So a lot of energy around socializing, meeting new people, partnering in business. Good if you're single, for having some fun, and just good for enjoying others' company. Venus, the planet of love and beauty, is transiting in the cardinal water sign of Cancer in your house of work, health, and daily routine. And this lends a creative energy to your work and to your habits, finding beauty in your routine, and maybe you're doing something creative in your work ventures. So we begin the month, and the other big deal is that Jupiter, which is the luckiest planet, retrograded at 8 degrees and 43 minutes of the cardinal fire sign of Aries. And that happened on July 28th. We feel the buildup 5 days before and 5 days after. In that energy, Jupiter is the luckiest planet. It's how we expand, how we magnetize opportunities. It's been in the sign of Aries since May 10th, in the midst of the eclipses. It will be there through October 28th. Then it re-enters the final 2 degrees of Pisces, transiting in your house of income, money, and what you value, expanding that area. But with Jupiter in the third house of communication and learning, it's really manifesting in that way for you, and focusing on that, and also getting involved in your local community. And maybe you're taking classes, or you're teaching classes, or you're doing writing. It's about gathering information. So we have the Jupiter station, and because it's how we expand, it could feel a little bit restrictive in this very, very chaotic and harried time. So on August 1st, Mars meets up with Uranus, and that occurs in your house of home and family. And there could be volatility in that sector with family, with relatives. It's a very combative energy. Try to lay low with that. Can be very innovative and it can be explosive. So even with electronics and you know, just be careful. On August 2nd, Venus, which is the planet of love, money, and what you value, forms a helpful aspect to Uranus. And this could be very innovative for you for work opportunities, and it's very creative and inventive energy. On August 4th, Mercury, which is the planet of communication, enters the mutable Earth sign of Virgo, where it will be September 23rd, transiting in your house of healing and death and regeneration, as well as joint resources, taxes, and debt. Good for focusing on those areas, whether it's around healing, whether it's around planning your finances or ways to tackle debt. And Mercury loves being in Virgo. It's in its dignity. It rules that sign. On August 7th, Venus, the planet of love and value, forms a beautiful aspect to Neptune. And that's the planet of dreams and imagination, and it's the higher octave of Venus. And this could bring creative and financial opportunities at work. It's a very, very beautiful energy and very creative because Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. But on that date, Mars squares Saturn, and that could be challenging with domestic situations, feeling blocked in some way. It's an energy where you need patience. On August 8th, let's see, Mercury forms, the Sun forms a beautiful aspect to Chiron, the wounded healer. And that's good for healing energy and tapping into that. However, later that day, late in the day, Pacific Daylight Time, and early in the morning, Eastern Daylight Time, Venus, the planet of love and money, opposes Pluto, the planet of death and elimination. And that could bring some endings for you. That could be some big power plays or issues at work. So that is an energy where people could be really looking for a power, for a fight, and it could bring breakups, whether it's clients or work situations. So try to lay low with that if you're able. August 11th has a lot of energy. The Sun squares Uranus, and that brings a lot of excitement, bit of an unpredictable energy. The day of a full moon could be exciting. Venus, the planet of love and beauty, enters the fixed fire sign of Leo, where it will remain until September 5th, transiting in your house of partnerships and relationships. If you're single, this is excellent for meeting somebody new. It's great for partnering and socializing professionally and in many different ways. So that's a nice energy. Mars, the planet of action, forms a helpful aspect to Neptune, and that can bring creative solutions for you in work and in financial opportunities. There is a full moon that occurs in your sign at 6:36 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 19 degrees and 21 minutes of Aquarius. And this sets off where Saturn has been transiting for the majority of this year. Saturn got to 19 degrees of Aquarius in the beginning of March, and it'll exceed that degree in the beginning of December. This is the new age of Aquarius, and you're the star of the cosmos for a little while longer. And Saturn is how you anchor your goals. It challenges you, but it wants you to mature and build. And this is a big time because once it leaves your sign next March, it will not return for approximately 27 years. So you really want to focus on what you want to structure and really build. This is a huge time in your life. And the new age of Aquarius got inducted when Saturn, which is the structure, and Jupiter, which is the vision, when those two planets met up on the winter solstice, the very first degree of Aquarius, closest in the sky that they met up for over 800 years. in your sign, bringing new beginnings and a new age of Aquarius, structuring your vision, really focusing on what you want to do. So with this full moon, release the blocks, the fears and limitations that are keeping you from anchoring something big in your life, because the more you work with Saturn, it may not be instant, but it brings karmic rewards, and they could be long lasting or the rest of your life. Or if you don't work with it, there could be persistent issues that could be more challenging that are really going to get you. Karma is karma. And so it's a big deal. So on August 14th, the sun opposes Saturn. That could be challenging with relationships. You could feel aggravated and drained by that energy, but there could be obstacles with partnerships. On August 16th, there's very innovative energy. Mercury, the planet of communication, forms a beautiful aspect to Uranus, which is the ruler of your sign, the planet of innovation, and the higher octave of Mercury. Excellent for brainstorming, excellent for work opportunities, and it's a really good energy. Let's see here. On August 18th, the two benefics of the zodiac are in harmony. Venus, the planet of love and value, forms a beautiful aspect to Jupiter, the luckiest planet. And that's a harmonious energy. That's a really nice energy. And on August 20th, that's another big deal, because on that date, Mars enters the mutable air sign of Gemini, and it's going to remain in Gemini through March 26th. It's a long time. It's going to retrograde on October 30th at 25 degrees and 37 minutes of the mutable air sign of Gemini. It will station direct on January 12th at 8 degrees and 8 minutes of Gemini. And for you, Mars is going to be transiting in your house of romance, children, creativity, and joy. It rules the heart chakra. And if there's anything you want to launch, you do not do so when Mars retrogrades. So again, that date is October 30th through January 12th. That's a time of re-examining how you can be more productive and effective. And if you want to launch something new, whether it's a creative venture or a work venture, whatever it may be, Mars retrograde is not ideal. It's a personal planet that only retrogrades once every 2 years, so it's a big deal. And it'll be retrograde for a while. It also will be out of bounds from October 22nd through May 4th, which is a really long time. And that means it exceeds the sun's outer limits and does not play by the rules. So it's going to be all over the place. It's going to be quite interesting. But for you, finding your creative muse, because that's such a creative sector of the chart, and even if it's regarding love, trying to find ways to be proactive in getting what you want or going for what you want, but not coming from anger, and trying to heal that too, and finding joy and finding ways to bring that to your life. On August 21st, Mercury opposes Neptune, and that could be challenging with financial situations, and there could be deception, or more likely confusing, or misunderstandings could occur with that. On August 22nd, Mercury forms a helpful aspect to Pluto, and that's productive energy, and that's good for up-leveling your thinking and feeling empowered. On that same date, the sun enters the mutable earth sign of Virgo, where it will be through September 22nd, transiting in your house of intimacy and wounds and money and joint resources and debt. Getting organized in that way, focusing on it, and really, trying to be productive in that area. The sun brings light to dealing with painful issues maybe that you've swept under the rug. And the sun will remain in Virgo through September 22nd. August 24th is another big day, because Uranus, which is the ruler of your sign, the modern ruler, retrogrades at 18 degrees and 55 minutes of the fixed earth sign of Taurus. We feel the buildup 5 days before and 5 days after. That could bring sudden shocks and surprises and twists and turns. And for you, it's in the house of home, family, and emotional security. So there could be big issues or things going on with family situations and perhaps real estate. It can rule electrical appliances. It rules technology. So just knowing that that is a very hectic energy. And we're all going to feel it, especially because Uranus met up with the North Node of Fate and is still transiting with the North Node of Fate. So a lot of unpredictable energy, thinking on your feet, I think is pretty important to do at that point. On August 25th, Mercury, which is the planet of communication, enters the cardinal air sign of Libra, where it will be through September 23rd, transiting in your house of hope and manifesting and optimism. And this is good for promoting yourself. If you have your own business, it's the house of publicity and promotion. It's also excellent for tapping into manifesting and optimism in a difficult time. It's great for taking classes, maybe taking a trip. It's the house of adventure and learning. So that's kind of exciting. On August 26th, Venus squares Uranus, and that's the planet of the unpredictable. That could bring some twists and turns with relationships or issues with family, but it could be some exciting stuff too. It could be fun stuff or creative stuff. Could be a little disruptive as well. With Uranus, expect the unexpected. You know more than any other sign. On August 27th, there is a new moon that occurs at 4:17 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 4 degrees and 4 minutes of the mutable earth sign of Virgo. That new moon occurs in your house of money and debt and healing and dealing with the darkness to bring light. The new moon is always a time for planting new seeds and setting intentions, doing the law of abundance and being very specific of what you want to initiate and grow in your life. On the same day, the sun squares Mars, so there could be a bit of a combative tone, but it also helps you to propel ahead. On August 28th, Venus opposes Saturn, and for you, Saturn's transiting in your sign and Venus is transiting in your house of relationships. There could be struggles with relationships, so you know not to push things. Conceivably, there could be breakups, so, try to make the peace if you can. On August 29th, the North Node of Karma aspects Chiron, the wounded healer. And this is an invitation to heal around family and your perspective on things. It's a big month, a lot of Uranian energy, which is one of the rulers of your sign because Saturn is the ancient ruler. Although most Aquarians I equate with the Uranian brilliance, quirkiness, and thinking outside the box. Good luck, and I wish you the best. Take care.